Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady and the principal owner of Everett Tax Solutions, where we help small business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, and when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the small business community. I want to, share with you what's going on in the landscape of the IRS. And listening to the commissioner, and his name just suddenly escaped me, but he's really, telling the tax community what their priorities are at the small business self-employed division, and basically what they're working on and how they're preparing to do it. So I want to bring that information to you. We've already talked about the small businesses. And if you haven't seen that video, just go back one or two and it should be there. But one of the other groups that is on the IRS radar, as far as compliance and enforcement goes, are the high income earners and high income non-filers. Now, high income earners are those that make $10 million or more. Okay, so it's not saying that they have not filed their taxes, but they're starting to look more at these types of businesses and high income earning individuals in their tax compliance and tax enforcement. Now, understand that when you have the higher income earners, and most people immediately jump to the Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffetts of the world, but you got people that are in between there. But even still, those tax returns can tend to get a little convoluted, meaning that there's more schedules, there's more tax code for them to use. Okay. And that requires people. That has been one of the complaints just as a whole in society, that it seems like, okay, poor people are the ones that are getting audited and now not the wealthier people. Well, poorer or the lower income people tend to get audited more because you get more tax credits. We're talking about the Earned Income Tax Credit, the American Opportunity Tax Credit, the Child Tax Credit. All of these tax credits that they pay out to lower income people, okay? And those things can be done with a computer. It's really an automated thing. And people are seeing that even, throughout the 2020 and the delays. Holy cow, the delays in people receiving refunds because of verifying identities, verifying these credits, the COVID, and putting all that together is one big, hot, ridiculous mess. Okay. And so now, because the IRS on the low got more funding to hire more people, now they have they're hiring the staff to be able to go through and audit these returns, especially in those areas. And they're being trained, especially in those areas, to audit the higher income earners. Now, high income non-filers are people who make over $100,000 and not filing. So one of the things that the commissioner said is that they're going to be aggressively pursuing these types of taxpayers so that they file their taxes, they and pay what they owe. That is on the next on the horizon for 2021. Again, what does all that mean? That means that, hey, if you've got clients or people that you even know that fall into this arena, they need to get those taxes filed. Because the one thing that you don't want to happen is you don't want the IRS coming for you. You want to go ahead and file your taxes and start working through that resolution process. You can hire people to represent you, an enrolled agent, a CPA, tax attorney, to help represent you with the IRS when dealing with the tax debt. Okay. But the main thing is that you've got to get the taxes filed. One of the concerns that people have is, I haven't filed my taxes and I know I'm going to owe. I'm afraid if I file that they're going to put me in jail. That's really not how all of that works. Okay. The IRS is not trying to put you in jail. The only time jail is involved is when you're hiding money or you're just not you're just not blatantly not paying your taxes, meaning that you have the money, the tax has been assessed, they've, tried to work with you, you're trying to hide money and all of that. That's when prison gets involved, okay? Because that goes to tax evasion and, all of that. Having a tax bill that you can't pay isn't a criminal activity. It's hiding money so you don't have to pay. That becomes criminal activity. So go ahead and file, report your income, and then you can work on the tax debt and get that worked out. Okay. But yeah, so incomes over $10 million, those high income earners and earning over $100,000 and not filing. And listen, especially in the internet space, to make $100,000 in a business in a year is very commonplace and, for lack of a better term, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. But what happens is that a lot of times people do not realize that those 1099s that you get, the 1099, what will now be 1099 in NECs, non-employee compensation, versus the 1099 miscellaneous, those 1099Ks, those forms get sent to the IRS and they're simply waiting for you to show up. If you don't file your taxes, then it's only a matter of time before the IRS, they'll send you a letter and say, hey, Joe, we noticed that you have this 1099 here. You have not filed, so we're going to encourage you to file. And then if you don't file, they're going to say, fantastic, you owe us X amount of money. Right? So there's, steps in between that, but that's the short, condensed version of how that works. So bottom line, get your taxes filed, deal with whatever the tax debt is. If you need assistance, then you can contact someone like me, who is an enrolled agent, contact a CPA, contact a tax attorney to help represent you in dealing with the IRS. You don't have to do that part alone, okay? But yep, that's it for this one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, and you can come right here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right, have a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.